Welcome back. It is Wednesday night. It's time for Icon Sim Sports veterans and first responders going to take to the track. Again, not a big field by any stretch of the imagination, but some outstanding racing. And this is put on behalf of our veterans and first responders in the Coast to Coast Racing League. If you're in the market for a great racing league, look no further than Coast to Coast Racing League. You can find information c2crl.com. Drivers will be taken to the track for qualifying here momentarily. The points battle is super tight up front. Jeff Barker has a 4-point lead over second place Andy Patton. Bob the Good follows those two. Gary Taylor and Chris Schaefer are your top five. So Andy Patton in the 87 car, who is in the field tonight, is looking for a great points night. We have transferred over to qualifying. Jeff Barker will attempt to hold on to his very slim lead. Again, the difference is 4 points. Speaking of the 87 car out of Pennsylvania, Andy Patton in the 87 Air Force ride. He's going to try to get around I-55 Speedway. Thanks for tuning in. Got Your Six Racing Network. See how Andy does here. 11.656 on his first lap. Jeff Barker with a 6.62. Not far behind 1 and 2 in the points. Chris Schaefer now coming out. Andy Patton with 11.635. Match to Jeff Barker's 11.692. So they're close in points. They're close on qualifying time. The 97 car is going to try to take home the quick time tonight. Again, looking for a great points night. Chris Schaefer with a 12.150 puts him fifth in the running order currently. In the Black Bullet Racing Elite Machine, Chris will round it up with 11.892. Andy Patton with your quick time with 11.635. 11.635. That will put him on the starting P4 in heat number 1. Coast to Coast Racing League does invert the top 4. So the whole field, except for Chris Schaefer, will be inverted. Michael Vital times in with an 11.787. We're going to see a real sharp, brand new wrap by Michael here. As soon as the heat race kicks off, you got to see this thing. That thing is a work of art, as is all of the cars out here. Again, Andy Patton's going to be at the top of the board. Don't forget, tonight we got a lot of action coming up. We are heading to Lernerville after this for the, I believe it was the midgets here. Let me get a quick read here. We will be going to Lernerville in the midgets as soon as this race is over, and then we will return right back here to I-55 for the 410 sprint cars. 410 sprint cars have been putting on a heck of a show. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors. Coast to Coast Racing League sponsors the 305 Veteran and First Responders Night or race coming up, and the show is brought to you by Icon Sim Sports. Icon Sim Sports, maker of the best rigs on the face of the planet. Owner Rob Neller makes each rig by hand. No two are alike. It's a super neat process to go through the building of a rig with Rob. You can check them out. Icon Sim Sports, iconsimsports.com. Michael Vital in the 213. We talked about that new paint job. He's got Bob the Good to his outside. Jeff Barker and Andy Patton. So 1 and 2 in the points. 4 points separating the two. We'll start side by side. Chris Schaefer will roll off the grid P5. There's a look at the 213 machine of Vital that we previously mentioned. Great looking ride. Can't get back to that side shot, but you will get to see it here. So Michael Vital will start on the front row. Your quick time for tonight goes to the 87 U.S. Air Force. Looks like we got 3 Air Force cars here starting in the top 4. 513 Marine Machine of Barker is starting P3 on the inside of the Air Force ride. So it looks like over half the field are Air Force drivers. Like to thank everyone for their service, be it in the military or as a first responders. Greatly appreciate it. We are getting ready to go green here. Again, Jeff Barker, Andy Patton, Bob the Good. So 1, 2, 3 and the points are running 2, 3, and 4. Patton needs a great night to make up those 4 points and move himself into the lead of the veterans and first responders. Gary Taylor, who is not with us tonight, is 4th in the points. Chris Schaefer, he could possibly move up with a good night tonight. Schaefer starting 5th on the grid, as we previously talked about. That could move Chris Schaefer into the top 4. Looks like we are getting ready to go here. Heat 1. Going to be running 6 laps. After this, we will have a warm-up and then get into feature racing. Again, welcome to Got Your 6 Racing Network, where our focus is issues veterans are having, PTSD and suicide, to name just a couple. 22 veterans a day take their own lives, so we're doing our small part to try to lessen that number by letting people know where they might donate or can help out. Green flag is underway. The 213 of Michael Vital gets out to a start. Got Bob the Good on the 7 car on that high side. Andy Patton on the high side following the 7. 3 Air Force cars under a blanket. Oh no, 87 makes contact with the 7. That sends your quick time qualifier to the back of this field. 2 Air Force cars up front, the 7 and the 213 battling it out. Chris Schaefer has moved up 1 position to be able to get in front of the 513 Marine Machine. Your points leader, Jeffrey Barker, in the 513. Vital up front. Now Schaefer working on Bob the Good. He will slide job, get the job done, move him up to P2. We're working lap 5 of 6. Your top 3, 1 to go. You saw the white flag. Chris Schaefer dives it down low. Can he get it done? Can he move up to take the win? Vital holds on for the win. I think that's his first win here at Coast to Coast Racing League. So, Michael, congratulations. Great looking ride. You drove it well in the heat race here for veterans and first responders. Vital, Schaefer, Barker, the Good were your top 4. We will have 3 minutes of warm-up, so we will be back momentarily.
Biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name's Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. This year's been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turning into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. Just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
When people hear a Valhalla project, the first thing they might think of is our shirts. But what most people don't know is that our plaques came first and the t-shirts came second. What some people might not know is that the same shirts that we make day in and day out allowed us to do unbelievable things for unbelievable people. Whether it's donating our proceeds to reduce veteran suicide or gifting handcrafted memorial plaques to the families of fallen heroes, these t-shirts simply stand for honor and freedom, two words that wouldn't exist without our heroes. This makes Valhalla Project a place where fallen heroes truly live on forever. When people hear a Valhalla Project, the first thing they might think of is our shirt.
1, 2, 3. Love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home, I'm making my way.
Welcome back. Practice is, our warm-up is just the ending here. 87 car, your 2 points leaders battling it out on track in the warm-up session. 87 car of Patton battling it out with Barker in the 513. We are getting ready to go feature racing here momentarily. Michael Vital with his win in the Heat 1 begins on the pole. Chris Schaefer to his outside. Jeff Barker, Bob the Good in row number 2. Andy Patton will start P5 on the grid. Waiting for those drivers to take to the track here. Not sure what we got going on, but in fact, we are having technical difficulties. We will be right back.
I'm Chris Jackimick, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Throughout my military career, I spent the bulk of my career out in Las Vegas. It was the first job I had as I was protecting some sensitive resources. out there at Nellis. I would deploy to Kuwait early on in my military career with a larger weaponry system to support Operation Southern Watch. And then from 2003 to 2006, I was part of the emerging drone mission for the United States Air Force and Department of Defense. We were fighting the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan from our backyard. You'd be in war for 12 hours of your shift, and then you'd drive home to your apartment here in Nevada. So psychologically, it was very odd. Like, you felt you were in the combat zone every day because you were seeing it on the screens and it was that important. But I don't know what it did to the human psyche at the time. Some things would kind of happen in my personal life after that would change a lot. When Adam joined the Marine Corps, it was a natural fit. Anybody who joins the military, especially after 9/11 happened, you're looking for that purpose. I think that's why he made the choice. It's like, let me go be a Marine. He was in between Fallujah and Ramadi during the heaviest parts of the fighting of the Iraq conflict. I mean, you hear guys like Jocko and everything talk about like the triangle of death. My brother was dead set in the middle of the triangle of death with a Marine unit. I think it changed him. Like, you look at everything across history, you read any of the books out there, war changes anybody that's been involved with it. Trauma or mass events like that changes anybody, and it really changed my brother. And I get that call. I get the text, actually, from my stepmom. It's like, I need you to call me as soon as possible. Something's wrong with Adam. All right. Didn't think anything of it. And I'm about to pull off the highway to go celebrate and have some pizza with my classmates, and she's like, Adam's dead. Adam's dead. He had died by suicide that day, 25th of July, 2017. And it changed my world forever.
I think that was the first time I saw or heard someone broken through the phone. There was a time where I was concerned that he wasn't going to make it. There were times I thought, we're going to have to camp out outside of his house, or we might get that phone call. Are we ready for that phone call?
I couldn't catch a break. A fellow first sergeant I served with, he had died by suicide. On the day of my buddy's funeral, I'm going through social media, and I see this, what appears to be a manifesto from one of my old airmen. My first thought was like, today's not going to be a good day. And sadly, my hunch was right. He had killed his own family and taken his own life on the day of my buddy's funeral. It was just compounding trauma after trauma after trauma. I cracked. I fell hard with alcohol. That was rock bottom. I first heard about Mission 22 just by like surfing the internet and looking on there and seeing some of the programs that they had available. I was like, something seems right about this. To be in a program like the R&R program with them and the innovative things that they're putting together, I have not seen in any other veteran nonprofit. It's putting all this stuff together to heal in the most effective way possible. They're making you do a lot of the hard work through reading, through audiobooks, through physical fitness, through nutrition, open discussion, critical thinking, neuroplasticity and cognitive feedback to where you're developing the brain more. It's given me a chance to regain my life. Cycling's been a big part of my recovery. Is around the time I retired a little over a year ago, I set forth, was like, let me set this goal to ride 2,020 miles in 2020 for another veteran nonprofit that supports Gold Star families and those lost either to accident or to suicide. Every time I got on that bike, I was like, you know what? There's a name, there's a dash that I'm gonna honor today. Not the dates on the gravestone. Is like, I'm gonna honor that life. So it gave me purpose. And it just became like a release for me to where the pedals would spin and I would get out of my head for a little bit. Physically, I was starting to feel better. I could see the improvements, and I've tracked my data over the past year, and it's phenomenal on the growth that I've had on a bike.
He's just on a mission and is relentless about it. You know, every day he pushes it. From, you know, the loss of his brother and a number of different trauma that he had gone through in his life, it was absolutely critical for him to find something that he could sink his teeth into. I think he's taken the ball and run with it with Mission 22, especially the R&R, the recovery and resilience part. I think it makes him stronger in the person that he is today.
I don't know why I fell on the bike. It was just like, okay, it called to me, and then I kept going. So you know that scene from Forrest Gump where he just starts running one day and it ends up in Monument Valley in Utah? He's like, I'm tired, I think I'll go home now. I'm not tired yet. I'm not ready to throw the towel in like Forrest Gump did. I'm getting on that bike and I'm keeping on going because there's something about it. There's something about just getting out in nature, having that breeze in your face and seeing some of the beautiful landscape here in Las Vegas where it takes you away from the stressors and the challenges of the world for a little bit. And you can just appreciate the beauty that is out there and be in the moment. And then it got serious because the Air Force enrolled me in the Air Force Wounded Warrior program and I got transformed into Lo and Behold training. If I do this well, maybe I can go represent the Air Force. Maybe my grief and everything in my entire story can come to fruition because I can put the energy into something positive. If I made the team, I'd just be overwhelmed with emotion. I suffered a lot of my trauma because of my military service. But at the end, it's like, I gotta be grateful that I'm allowed to compete in this because there are others who didn't make it home or lost the war at home that's what it's about.
Oh my gosh, everybody. I am so excited. My heart's pumping. My hands are sweaty. Please welcome our very own director of the Air Force Wounded Warrior Program, Colonel Rich Obert. Over to you, sir.
Welcome, warriors and athletes. Today we're going to announce the 2021 Air Force Team for Warrior Games. The selection was difficult as there were many hardworking and deserving individuals, and the work and dedication was apparent by all. I know the suspense is killing you, so I'll turn it back over to Marcia. Good luck to each of you. Back to you, Marcia.
All right, thank you, sir.
Starting us out from Air Education and Training Command, Major Daniel, Lieutenant Dan Cariña.
Yes, yes, yes. Air Combat Command, out of Texas, Master Sergeant Nicole Nikki Favuza.
From Valdosta, Georgia, Technical Sergeant retired Antonio Del Vecchio.
From East Liberty, Ohio, Airman retired Pete Murphy.
Technical Sergeant retired Margie Hinkle.
And coming up next, former pole vaulter, that is very similar to Blaze Velarde, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, Master Sergeant retired Chris Jack Jackamek.
Warrior Games competitor back on the team, Staff Sergeant retired Joseph Alex Pate.
What? He did
All right.
big things back in the day.
New ride you have there. Man, that's a sweet looking ride. How'd your race go? What did I miss? It seems like I am also not picking you up. Let's see here. Hold on a second. See if we can't stop. So you ended up P3. You won your heat race. That's your first win with Coast to Coast, but you brought the 213 car home. You got anybody you'd like to thank for your win? You got anybody you'd like to thank for your win, Michael?
I'd like to thank my wife, everybody on the Vitale Motorsports team, and you for doing everything you do for us.
Yeah, man, I love doing it, brother. You gonna run the midgets and the 410s?
I am.
All right, brother. We will see you later on tonight. We are having technical difficulties, so I'm hoping that I get all of this back working here momentarily. Have a great night and great first win in the heat race and brought it home P3. So we'll talk to you later tonight on the podium, I hope.
All right, Joe. You take care.
Bye, man. So there you have it. There's Michael Vital in the 213 machine. We are still experiencing some issues here. Not real sure what is going on, but we are going to try to get everything back together. So we will be back with you momentarily.
My name's Nick Powers, and I'm the president and lead instructor of Warfighter Scuba. I'm a veteran of the United States Marine Corps from the years 2003 to 2007, with one combat deployment to Haditha, Iraq in 2006. Throughout my time overseas, I experienced a lot of situations that you wouldn't necessarily find yourself in the United States. IEDs, getting shot at, rocket attacks, mortar attacks, you name it, it happened. When I got out of the Marine Corps in 2007, I tried to adjust back to civilian life, and the whole time you're in, you just can't wait to get out. And when you get out, you start to realize, did you make the right decision? 9 times out of 10, most of the guys that get out, they immediately plummet into a depression cycle because you don't have that structure anymore that the military provides you. And this hit me super hard. We moved to one of the #1 top dive destinations in the entire world, and I figured I'd start getting back into scuba diving. And after our first couple dives, I realized how peaceful it was underwater and how none of my problems followed me. You're just there in the present moment. I had the idea for Warfighter Scuba, and I kind of hinted at it, and they said, "You go for it." And that's basically how Warfighter Scuba was born. So Warfighter Scuba is a nonprofit. We're a 501c3 nonprofit with the IRS. We bring combat wounded veterans down to the Caribbean to teach them scuba diving to treat their wounds. Whether their wounds are physical or mental, such as PTSD, scuba diving is a extremely therapeutic activity for mental stressors and for physical ailments. Mentally, as soon as you go underwater, your body just reacts. It's not normal. You're not meant to breathe underwater. Automatically puts you into the present moment. You have nothing but peace and calm. This ability to separate yourself from reality really allows veterans to find out what their trigger mechanism might be for their particular mental stressors. So every veteran who comes through our programs gets a 100% funded trip. Each veteran also receives a round-trip ticket from their home of record. That ticket will bring them straight into Roatan, and their entire week stay, their hotel, their meals, their snacks, everything's paid for. And so that veteran can get an entire week away from reality and completely separate from any kind of problems they might be facing at home. So each veteran receives very private and intimate training sessions when they come down to Roatan. You know, we first start in the pool, we do some confined water skills, we'll then switch out to the open water dives. From that point on, it's not even training anymore, it's just fun. It's learning on a level that I don't think most people have experienced before. We do all the certifications for them that we can in a week at their pace, you know, from open water to full face mask to nitrox. Every trip that we have, whether it's one veteran or 4 veterans at a time, we just have a blast. You know, there's no bad karma. We've seen sharks, we've seen turtles. I mean, we've seen 4 eagle rays at once. I mean, just the things that happen when we're in the water together are truly, they're just unbelievable. The dedication that these vets have now to scuba diving and to wanting to come back and to help other veterans experience what they've experienced, it hits me in the heart more than most things have ever hit me in my heart. It's truly an honor to take, you know, these heroes into the water. It's really cool to see the transformation that happens to them, you know, from being, oh my gosh, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. You know, I've gone snorkeling a few times, or, you know, I'm not that good of a swimmer. And the funny thing about scuba is none of that matters. You know, you're completely weightless in the water. You could come down and have 0 experience in the water and be one of the better scuba divers out there. So as with all nonprofits, we rely solely on generous donors such as yourselves. None of these programs could exist without people who are willing to give some of their hard-earned money up to save veterans who might be struggling with everyday life and have that unfortunate thought of suicide. 100% of every dollar that's donated goes directly to the veterans. I personally, myself, I do not take any kind of money. All my time is donated. There's no salary to anybody who's on the board or any staff positions in Warfighter. Donations can be made on our website at www.warfighterscuba.org. And remember, every donation is 100% tax deductible.
Soldiers, sailors, airmen and women enlist in the armed forces for many reasons, including a sense of duty, patriotism, the adventure, travel, and adrenaline. Many continue their military service because they discover a brother and sisterhood, an identity, a team. When service members are injured or wounded and can no longer perform their military duties, they quickly find themselves removed from their team, no longer serving the purpose for which they trained.
I came back from Afghanistan in 2013, and it was kind of a trial and error of finding out, after the military, what's next in life.
Being forced to leave a military career filled with purpose and pride can be challenging. Some challenges may leave lasting scars. An illness, wound, or injury can make anyone question their worth and sense of belonging after military service.
35 years in the Army, and I needed something to transition into. And so from that transition came an idea, and the idea was this.
Even though a military career may be coming to an end, or already ended, recovery can occur in the most unexpected places with unforeseen opportunities. Recovery, whether physical or mental, has no defined beginning or ending. It may last a lifetime.
For me, one of the biggest surprises that I found out going through it was that it's not like the flu where, you get sick and then you get better. You're never cured. And that's so frustrating. It's so hard to tell someone that. And it's so easy to slip back, and every single time you have to find a new way to fight it, it's a different monster every time you battle it.
This can feel daunting to a warrior who is suddenly forced to leave everything they know, trust, and love, finding themselves at the beginning of an unknown and possibly frightening new journey. Welcome to the world of motorsports.
We're in the right place at the right time in our lives to be able to take these guys that are wounded and put them in front of people that can actually show them that there is a camaraderie, there's a brotherhood within the motorsports industry, that there is potential for career opportunities for them if they have the skill set.
Motorsports offers an opportunity to regain that sense of identity within a safe, fast-paced team environment, providing a renewed sense of purpose. It has many facets, all created by teams working together for success on the track. Like in the military, in motorsports the goal is in accomplishing the mission, winning as a team, collectively celebrating the successes and supporting teammates through the losses. Through motorsport opportunities, Operation Motorsport assists medically transitioning service members and veterans with discovering new ways of achieving a renewed sense of hope, purpose and pride.
Besides the basic brake changing, oil changing, tire rotation, I've actually learned how to assemble and disassemble some engine parts, change some axles, do some alignments and stuff. So give it a try. You never know. This was nothing that I expected. I did not expect to be fully suited, jumping over a wall while cars are going 100 and something miles an hour.
From motors to media, tires to tickets, and hot laps to hospitality. Operation Motorsport provides beneficiaries the chance to become immersed within professional motorsports and provides them with the opportunity to find out firsthand what captivates their imagination and interest. These opportunities provide an avenue of discovery within the motorsports immersion or diversionary therapy programs, all within the Excite, Engage, and Empower recovery programs. Operation Motorsport also offers virtual engagements and recovery opportunities through an iRacing league, engaging beneficiaries in a safe, competitive environment from the comfort and safety of their home. Meeting other like-minded people, service members and veterans on the virtual racetrack, opening the doors to Motorsport Academy programs that prepare beneficiaries for their first encounters at the racetrack, and possibly leading to a day when they can get behind the wheel.
A team environment's a perfect place for people like us to kind of get back into some kind of normalcy when you go through a lot when you get medically discharged. And it kind of sucks and you put through the ringer, but I feel like what Operation Motorsport's doing is just something that's just really valuable.
Operation Motorsport prides itself in keeping beneficiaries engaged after the race weekend, throughout their recovery and beyond, through our recovery programs, or as a member of the 22 pit crew. No matter the background or story, Operation Motorsport is always there to listen, provide a safe and comfortable space, and a trusted circle of confidence that is open and honest about what difficulties may lie ahead for those transitioning out of a military career. Operation Motorsport believes in the power of team, identity, and purpose.
Welcome back. We are here at Lernerville in the midgets. Hopefully, we've had some big technical issues, but we may have it back here. I'm not real certain. We will find out here momentarily. Let me get all my information back up here. There we go. Got the 181 car of Jeffrey Kemper.
All right, guys. Look like he got going again, so I'm going to go ahead and roll over to qualifying.
Top of the board, Jack hit with a 15.519. 15.519. You are going to be able to hear race control tonight. We had to come in as a driver. Qualifying is underway here momentarily, so hopefully we will catch the action, barring any more disastrous incidents happening over here at Got Your Six Racing Network. We'll see who comes out on the track first. This is kind of crazy. I don't see anybody on the track, and I know they are on the track. I'm not real sure what's going on here. I think maybe because we are in the race, we won't be able to watch them race, so we will take a break while they qualify. Hopefully we are back for heat racing, so we will return here momentarily. We are getting ready to get underway. Looks like we are back. Heat 1, we got Bob the Good, Jeff Kemper on the front row, Benjamin Kelsch, Michael Bruthe in row number 2, Michael Vital, Mike Cramner in row 3, Jeff Falero rounds out your field of 7 drivers. We're going to be running 8 laps. Top 4 heading to the feature. Looked like we had a pretty full field earlier. Bob DeGood on the pole for this with Jeff Kemper to his outside. Driver out of Oregon. Looks like Benjamin Kelsch in the 16 machine. In P3, the 95 of Michael Berthet is your quick time qualifier. They do invert the top 4 here at Coast to Coast.
Go 8 laps here, top 4, or inverted top 4 going.
Again, you will hear the race controllers as we are in.
By the car length behind the pace truck, everyone else tighten up on the back stretch. You want to go about half car length to a car length between you and the car in front of you. Leader's gonna fire on green, everyone else fire on the car in front of you. No passing before the start-finish line.
So there you heard it, getting the drivers ready to go for 8 laps here around Lernerville in the midgets. So this should be exciting. Again, we had to join as an actual racer, so it put all of the sound into the broadcast, which isn't a bad thing. Get to hear what race control has going on. Green flag is out. We are underway. Bob the Good in the 7 car gets out to a quick lead. Got Benjamin Kelch to the inside in the 16 machine. Kelch sliding up high, gets in front of the 7 car. They do make contact. Kelch to the point. Jeffrey Kemper in the 181 car, currently in P2. Your quick time qualifier, Michael Berthet in the 95 is on the tail tank of the 181. Michael drops it down low, carries the front tires down the front stretch here. Kelch to the point. Kemper P2. Mike Cramner in the 70 machine in your 4th and final transfer position. Excuse me. The 213 of Michael Vital. Now Jeff Falero and the 200 machine are battling it out. Jeff Falero does make the pass up front. Benjamin Kelch pulling away from the field. Battle is going to be for P2. Kemper down low. He is leading at the line. Colton Michael Brute, your quick time qualifier, back in P3. Jeff Falero now up to the 4th and final transfer position in the 200 car. We are working lap 6 of 8. We're going to go on our drone cam here. We're following P2 and 3. 95 dives it down low hard. Will Jeff Kemper do a crossover? It looks like he's trying to. Kemper stays low in 3 and 4. The 95 car on the high line with the preferred line. 1 lap to go. Jeff Falero currently in the 4th and final transfer position. Up front, Kelch in the 16 machine. BK Machine Racing entry is going to bring home the victory. Brute in P2. Kemper and Falero are your 4 transfer drivers. Great heat race to start off the night.
All right, heat 2 to the grid.
P2, Blake Chapman, Terry Landis, your points leader on the front row. Jeff Barker, Jack Hitt in row 2. Donovan Ross, Brandon Templeton in row number 3. Kevin Fry rounds out your field of 7 drivers. Terry Landis, current points leader. He's got a big lead over second place Jeffrey Barker. We know Jeff Barker is rolling off P3 in this heat race. Bob the Good, Kevin Fry. So Landis, Barker, Templeton is also in this race in the 31 machine, driver out of Corning, Iowa. Templeton is currently 3rd in the points. Bob the Good, Kevin Fry round out your top 5 in the Wingless Wednesday division.
Okay, guys, same thing here. We're going to go 8 laps, top 4 inverted, top 4 going to the feature. Leader's going to fire on green, everyone else fire on the car in front of you. No passing before the start finish line, and good luck.
Coming up next, we got the 410 sprint cars. But for now, Kevin Fry in the 21 Texas driver starting at the back of the pack with Brandon Templeton and Donovan Ross in front of him. Kevin Fry is not one to stay in the back of the pack. We will see how that plays out. Blake Chapman on the front row in the 20 machine. Crete's Sim Racing entry. Your points leader outside of Chapman. Looks like Jack Hitt in the 217 machine got a great jump And a good run off that top side. Jeff Barker down low in the 213 machine. Again, Jeff currently second in the points. Boy, that was close. Slid up, almost got into the 217. Brandon Templeton, the dirt track bank 31 machine. He's trying to get up there and battle. Up front, Terry Landis, your points leader, takes over the lead. Jack Hitt in the 217. Those two were 1-2 in the championship battle last season. Jack hasn't had quite the season that he wanted, but he's run into some bad luck. Nonetheless, he's up front battling it out with the 161 of Terry Landis in the Yoo-Hoo machine. Working lap 4 of 8. Brandon Templeton in the 31 machine in the fourth and final transfer position. Blake Chapman has fallen back to P3. That doesn't happen very often. Somebody off the track up high, up front. Terry Landis, Jack Hitt are going to battle it out. We saw this a bunch of times last year from these two as they were battling for that points championship. Jack Hitt down low. Landis with a good run off the top side. Landis at the line. Working lap 7 of 8. Brandon Templeton now in the dirt track bank 31 machine. Moves up to P3. Gets over the edge there a little bit. Loses it to Chapman. Last lap. What will the 217 do? He dives down low, trying to get underneath the 161. They are side by side. May have made a little bit of contact. 217 down low. Slide job coming. Makes contact with the 61, your points leader. We have cars upside down at the line. That was absolutely amazing. We'll see if we can't get a good look at what happened there. We can't. We went on to the next. What an ending that was. Heat 3, Bob the Good, Jeff Barker on the front row. Mike Cramner, Donovan Ross in row 2. This is the B main. My apologies. Michael Vital, Kevin Fry are the 6 drivers in the B main. Going to be running 10 laps. Last heat race, not a single top. The only car that ended on his wheels was your winner, Jack Hitt. Everyone else went across the line upside down or in some way, shape, or form. Bob the Good will start on the front row in the 7 machine. Waiting on Jeff Barker to grid. Ten laps to get it done. Everyone is going to the feature, so they are racing for their starting positions in the feature. Bob the Good with Jeff Barker on his outside in the 513 Marine machine.
To the feature, you're just racing for starting positions here. Gotta ask you to tighten up on the backstretch with 1 to go. About a half car length between you and the car in front of you. Leader's gonna fire on green, everyone else fire on the car in front of you, and no passing before the start-finish line.
Jeff Barker, your current points leader, is outside of Bob the Good on that front row. Let's see how Jeff does here. Currently second in the points. I think I said first, but he is second to Terry Landis. He's got a 9-point lead over third place Brandon Templeton in the overall points. Pace truck is off. Bob the Good's going to bring him to the green flag. Green flag is out. We are underway. 7 car of Bob the Good running that middle line. 5 car of Donovan Ross on that outside. Jeff Barker and Donovan Ross makes contact. That sends Ross over the edge. Kevin Fry in the 21 machine up to P2. Jeff Barker back to P3. Michael Vital in the 213 Air Force driver. Mike Cramner in the 70 machine at the back of the field. Up front, Kevin Fry trying to reel in Bob the Good. Kevin Fry on that high line. Bob the Good starting to slide up high. Bob the Good across the line in front of Kevin Fry. Looks like Bob the Good was a bit faster than Fry that time around in the 7 machine. Jeff Barker back in P3. Michael Vital and Mike Cramner in the back. Fry closed the gap. Going for the win in the B main. Good run off the top side by the 21 machine. Closes in ever so close to the 7 of Bob the Good. We are working lap 6 of 10. It will come down to the last few laps here. Great run from Bob the Good off the exit of turn number 2. Pulls a little gap on the 21 car. Jeff Barker trying to recover and move back into... get on the rear tail tank of the 21 car. There's a look at your top 3. Can-Am Racing Team driver Barker in the 513 Marine machine. We are working lap 8 of 10. Looks like Kevin Fry up front. Close the gap once again. Bob the Good pulls away. We've seen that before. This is lap 9 of 10. Bob the Good faster last time by. We'll see how this one. Fry dangerously close. This is your last lap. Fry trying to get it done. Tries to slide down low. Nothing happening down there for the 21 car. 7 of Bob the Good, Air Force driver. Thank Bob for his service. Is going to bring home the 7 car P1, followed by Fry, Barker, Vital, and Mike Cramner in the 70 machine.
Sorry, Bob. My bad.
We will take a quick break and we will be right back.
Our biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name is Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. This year's been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turning into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. That just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
Welcome back. We are just wrapping up warm-ups. We're getting ready to go feature racing here at Lernerville in the midget division. Got about a couple seconds left to go. Right along with your points leader, the 161 of Terry Landis, still out on track. Terry on the receiving end of a bad end to the heat race that he was in. It is time to go feature racing. Benjamin Kelch, Jack Hitt on the front row. Michael Brute, Brandon Templeton in row 2. Jeffrey Kemper, Blake Chapman in 3. Jeff Valero, Terry Landis in 4. Bob the Good, Kevin Fry in 5. Jeff Barker, Michael Vital in 6. Mike Cramner and Donovan Ross round out your field of 14 entries here at Lernerville. So Benjamin Kelch will take us to the green flag in the 16 machine. We saw Jack Hitt battle it out with your points leader Landis in the earlier heat race. The 217, last year's points champion Jack Hitt in the Hooters machine.
All right, guys, we're gonna go 30 laps here. Initial start's gonna be the same as the heat race.
Brandon Templeton rolls off P4. Again, Templeton is
Leader's gonna control the pace when the pace truck pulls off. Leader will fire on green. Everyone else fire on the car in front of you. No passing before start finish line. And good luck.
Templeton is 9 points behind Barker, so we'll see how Barker ends up and how Brandon Templeton ends up. Your points leader is rolling off 8th. Terry Landis in the 161 machine. But up front, it's Benjamin Kelch, BK Racing Machine, number 16 will bring us to the green flag. We are getting ready to go green this time by. The pace truck should exit. Kelch with Jack Hitt to his outside in the 217. Quick time qualifier. The 95 starting off P3. Kelch enters turn 1. 217 of Jack Hitt doesn't waste any time to get on that high line. Great run off of turn 2 by the 217. 16 carved Kelch down low. Jack Hitt at the line. Jack Hitt takes over the lead on lap number 1. Kelch gets on that high side in front of the 31 of Brandon Templeton. Those two make contact. Caution comes out.
Caution's out.
Let's see what happened here. It looks like we're riding along with Bob the Good in the 7. Points leader, or Terry Landis involved. It all happened behind your points leader. Close call for Terry Landis.
Leader can fire anytime after that tire, right in the middle of 3 and 4 there.
Jack Hitt takes over the lead. Benjamin Kelch, P2. Brandon Templeton, the Dirt Track Bank 31 machine, is P3. Your quick time qualifier, Michael Brute, is rolling off P4. Followed by Kemper, Terry Landis up 2 positions. Your points leader, currently in P6. Barker up 2, currently to P9. So Barker in P9. Templeton currently in P3. That is the battle on the track for second position in the points. So we'll see if the 31 car can make up those 9 points. We should be going green next time by. We're running 30 laps. Currently working lap 3 of 30, so long way to go. Jack Hitt in the 217 is going to bring the field to the green flag. 217 car is off. He works that bottom side. Benjamin Kelch on that top side. We saw Jack Hitt get a great run off the top of turn 2 earlier. Jack Hitt out to a pretty good lead. Caution comes back out. Not sure what our caution was. The field will wait for the pace truck to catch up here. Jack hit P1, Kelch 2. Brandon Templeton, P3. Michael Brute in the 95 made the pass on Templeton, but green flag came out, or the caution flag came out. Had to give that position back to the 31 Corning, Iowa driver Brandon Templeton.
Thing here, guys, gonna tighten up before the backstretch. One to go. Leader can fire anytime after the tire in the middle of 3 and 4. Everyone else fire on the car in front of you. No passing before the start finish line.
Some reason the 7 car is in the lead here. Not real sure. Lights are off on the pace truck. There, the drivers get the order to pass the 7 car. 217 takes back over the lead. Pace truck should exit this time by Hit, Kelch, Templeton, Brute, Kemper are your top 5. Go on board with Kelch for the restart. You see Jack Hit right in front of him in the 217. Great jump by Jack Hit in the 217. Hit down low. Kelch working that top side up on the cushion. See, the entry to turn 3 is starting to get pretty slick. Caution comes back out. Looks like Donovan Ross and the 200 of Falero involved. Falero gets in that slick spot. Nowhere for Donovan Ross to go. 5 in the 200 make contact. Bringing out the caution once again. Look back at the field. That's Kelch in P2.
Alright guys, same thing here. Gonna tighten up, 1 to go. Leader's gonna fire anytime after that tire in the middle of 3 and 4. Everyone else fire on the car in front of you. No passing before the start finish line.
See if Jack Hit gets another great start like he did earlier.
Should we be racing? It's like a tornado over in turn 1.
There's no lightning, it's fine.
Pace truck is off. Jack Hit bringing us to the green flag. My apologies. Pace truck did not exit. We should be going green this time by. Lights are off on the pace truck. .217 will bring us to the green flag in the Hooters machine. Pace truck is off. We are underway. Another great start by the 217. Pulls out a bit of a lead. Jack Hit working that bottom side. You can see Brute in the 95 behind Jack Hit. He's also working that bottom side. Brute, Kelch, Templeton. Terry Landis, your points leader, has moved up to P5, so this is his first journey into the top 5 tonight in the 161 machine. Can-Am Racing driver. Benjamin Kelch and Michael Brute continue to go at it. 95 down low, 16 up high. Good run off the bottom side. A better run off the top side of the exit of turn 2. Working lap 10 of 30. Now Jack Hitt decides to go down low. Back up to the top in 3 and 4 as Brute and Kelch swap places. Now Kelch down low and the 95 car up high. So those two swapped where they were running on the track. Brandon Templeton back there in the 4th position. Jack Hitt with over a half-second gap between himself and 95 of Brute is finally able to get by the 16 of Kelch. Don't forget, Michael Brute was your quick time qualifier tonight, and he sets his sights on the 217 machine. See if he can close in on Jack Hitt. Jack Hitt right at just under a second gap between himself and Brute. Jack Hitt quicker that time by, running that bottom side. Benjamin Kelch, Brandon Templeton. Now the 31 car decides to go down low. He saw what Hitt was doing. Hitt was increasing his lead on that bottom side over Brute, as Kelch also went down low that time by and will stay down there in the 16 car. Hitt, Kelch, Templeton down low. Michael Brute in the 95, the only one running that high side. Your leader still running that bottom side. Jack Hitt down low in 1 and 2. And again in 3 and 4. So your leader is running that bottom side. Now Brute in the 95. He decides to go down to the bottom side. Benjamin Kelch in the 16 machine, currently in the 3rd and final podium position. Brandon Templeton in the 31 car to the rear. Terry Landis, your points leader, P5. Caution back out. Looks like the 21 car of Kevin Fry may have gone for an off-track adventure. See what happens. Just gets up over the berm, bicycles it into the fence there. Jack Hitt still on the point in the 217 machine.
Completely off of it. Still wouldn't turn.
Here the drivers talking about the way these midgets handle. They are a handful, but man, they are sure fun to drive.
All right, guys, that was a good run. Same thing here, though. We're going to tighten up 1 to go. Leader's going to fire anytime after that tire in the middle of 3-4. Everyone else fire on the car in front of you. No passing before the start-finish line.
Working lap 19 of 30. Coming up next, we are back at I-55 in the 410 sprints cars. So that should be fun. There's a look at your top 6. You can see Jeff Barker now up to P6, up 5 positions from the start. Cars running 1, 2, 3 in the point standing are 3, 4, 5 currently on the track. You can see Templeton working the bottom side underneath the 61 of Terry Landis. Landis with a good run off that top side gets by the 31 car. Jack Hitt all by himself out front, almost second gap over 95, Michael Brute. Kelch P3, Terry Landis now. Move your points leader up to P4. Brandon Templeton and Jeff Barker. Barker down low, Templeton up high. 31 car of Templeton needed a great night. 9 points separate these two drivers in the point standing. Barker with a 9-point lead. Templeton moves up high. Templeton will get it done on that top side. He gets back by Jeffrey Barker. Oh, Berthe, I'm not sure what happened there. Looks like he went down low, may have gotten the grass. Just hits a rut in the grass. A 95 car goes around all by himself. That will put him to the back of the field. Jack Hitt still on the point. See how far back that does put the 95 car, showing currently 11th position. Again, we are running out of laps. We are working lap 23 of 30. Hitt, Kelch, Landis are in the 3 podium positions. Templeton and Barker continue to run right next to each other. Templeton in P4, Barker in P5.
No doubt.
Jack Hitt will bring us to the green flag once again, working lap 23 of 30.
Tighten up, 1 to go. Leader's going to fire anytime after the tire in the middle, 3 and 4. Everyone else fire on the car in front of you. No passing before start finish line. And top 3 to the start finish line at the end of the race, and then up to the broadcast room and Discord, please.
Kelch in P2 in the 16 machine. Your points leader,
Your left rear shock is
Landis in P3, Brandon Templeton, Jeff Barker in 4 and 5. Jack Hitt will bring us to the green flag once again, lap 23 of 30. Another great start by the 217 car. Looks like the battle's going to be back here. Landis. God, that was close up beside Kelch there. Your points leader wants P2 from Kelch. Kelch not giving it away easily here. Kelch on the top side, 161 car down low. Terry Landis lets up on the throttle a little bit there to avoid contact, giving that position back to Benjamin Kelch. Jack Hitt down on the bottom, your points or your race leader. This is the battle for second and third in the points. Car down low. Barker has a 9-point lead over the 31 up high. Templeton at the line over Barker. Terry Landis, your points leader, is going to extend that lead if things continue like they are over no matter who finishes behind the 161 car. Jack Hitt out front. Benjamin Kelch on that high side, trying to get it to work, trying to work in that top groove. Looks like it's getting slick up there. He's way up high, right on that berm. Gets a good run off of turn 4. Looks like Kelch is the only one tempting that drop-off here at Lernerville. Jack Hitt down low. Kelch closing the gap a little bit. Kelch quicker that time by than Jack Hitt. This is the last lap. He's going to get it done. He's got to go now. Jack Hitt down low. Kelch up high in the 16. Jack Hitt with the win. Benjamin Kelch, Terry Landis are your top 3. Brandon Templeton does finish in front of the 513 of Barker. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out in the points. Jack Hitt ran a great race. Kelch on that top side there was the only car that tempted that edge here at Lernerville, like I said earlier. Good run by those drivers. And your points leader, he will extend his points lead over both Barker and Templeton. So hopefully we can get a word with these drivers here momentarily.
That should be good there.
Technology has definitely not been our friend tonight.
Good run, buddy.
Yeah, sorry you couldn't be up there.
Yeah, waiting for Terry Landis to come into the booth. Hopefully we can get this interview. Got Benjamin Kelsch in the booth so far. There's Jack Hitt, still waiting on Terry Landis, and there he is. Your points leader, the 61 car of Terry Landis, moves up 5 positions from the start. Terry, this is Joe. You got me? Man, great run, brother. You needed a solid night. It seems like you've been putting a whole season of solid nights together. You moved up 5 from the start. How'd the track change, man, and how'd you get by those cars in front of you? Trying to see what's going on here. I'm not hearing audio or the
1 2 1 2.
I think I've got you now, man. So yeah, great run by you, man. So any more laps could you got by Kelsch? Looks like you were running down low. Kelsch was on that high side, man. He was tempting that top line like nobody's business. Were you getting the bottom to work there?
Yeah, turns 3 and 4 are really good, but there's a sweet spot in turns 1 and 2, but I'm not going to tell anybody where it's at. If you hit that thing right, you can get it. It launches you out of turn 2. But yeah, kudos to Ben for running the top like that, and also Jack for slamming the win.
Yeah, man, and I'll stay on the mic here after your interview. You can tell me where that's. I won't tell anybody, of course, where that sweet spot is at. You got anybody you'd like to thank for your podium finish?
Yeah, sure. First, I'd like to thank Gallon's Homegrown Popcorn. That's really good popcorn, I'm telling you. Put cart in the code and get 15% off. And then the boys at KSR that were there helped me tonight. And then everybody else, you for putting it on, and the C2C Speed Shop. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, man, we've had struggles tonight, but we're getting it done. So the 61 car of Terry Landis gains more points on Barker and Templeton. We'll have to see how those two finish out. Great run by you, my friend. You running the 410s?
Oh, yeah, we'll be there.
Right on, man. Have a great night and good luck in the next race, and hopefully we see you on the podium.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, man. Have a good night. 16 car of Benjamin Kelsch was strong all night, began the night on the pole, was never far from the lead. Benjamin, this is Joe. You got me?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, man, great run. So Terry and I were just talking. Man, you could not have gone maybe 2 inches higher, and you were over the edge there at the end. You were really putting together, man. You found a sweet spot. You hit your marks almost every time. I thought you were going to have something for the 217. How'd your night go?
Yeah, man, it was pretty good. You know, honestly, we wouldn't have had those last probably couple of cautions. You know, Jack and I probably would have put on a pretty damn good show, but that top in 3 and 4, that started getting pretty treacherous, like you were saying. It was definitely one of those, you know, kind of pucker moments, but I started seeing that I was kind of staying up there and starting to gain on him a little bit, but you know, I'll take a second place. That's all right in my book.
Yeah, man, you were making hay, and if you go back and watch the broadcast, I'm not kidding you, man. You had maybe 2 inches, and you hit it lap after lap after lap. Great driving by you, my friend. P2 finish is good in anybody's book. You got anybody you'd like to thank for your run?
Yes, sir. My dad at BK Machine Injection Services, my aunt and uncle at V8 Choppers, and obviously my wife for letting me stay in this expensive hobby.
I'm right there with you, man. We going to see you in the 410s?
Probably not at I-55. Not my forte there.
Yeah, I tried to run that track this weekend. It's got to be one of my least favorite. But you did well at Lernerville, man. Great run by you, and hopefully we see you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, man. Last year's point champion, Jack Hitt, begins the race on the outside of the pole. took over the lead in lap 1. Jack, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Man, great run. So I'm starting to talk to you more and more. I know you ran into some troubles there earlier in the season, but you're getting back to true form, starting to put some finishes together. How'd your night go, man?
Oh, well, I mean, I guess it went pretty well. Yeah, I think I'm starting to play a little bit safer and not push things a little too much. I mean, you saw last week, same track, I was leading the first half of the race in the wingless and went over the top. So at some point tonight, I just decided I'm done with the top. I wasn't going back up there. Didn't care if Ben was catching me or not. But yeah, it's good to get the win. Felt bad for the heat race with Terry there, but it looks like he made up for it.
Yeah, man. So that can happen to anybody, but that was quite an exciting finish. Yeah, when you decided to go down low, Ben was the only car. It was you and Landis, Templeton, and Barker all running that low line. Ben was the only one to journey up high. You guys were running pretty equal. You on the bottom, him on top. You got anybody you'd like to thank for your win tonight?
I just, want to thank you for putting on the broadcast, everybody at Coast to Coast for, running the best league on iRacing, and shout out to my wife for letting me do this every week. So
we're going to see you in the 4/10.
No, probably not. I don't want to ruin someone else's night.
You know what, man? I'm right there with you. EOL every time. Request, I got to start in the back. So great run by you, man. You're starting to put them together. I just had the points up here. You are 7th in the points, so you are starting to come back. So you got just a couple weeks left to improve that. But great run by you, my friend. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and hopefully we see you next week.
Yeah, I don't know if you've mentioned it, but next week is the Hall of Fame induction for Terry Landis. So we're running the Wingless 360s at Williams Grove. So see if we can get a pretty good car count out to support Terry, and hopefully we don't feed him a rat rear.
That's awesome, man. I did not announce that. That is great to hear, and great teamwork and camaraderie by all the drivers. So hope to see you next week for Terry Landis's induction. See how that plays out. So wish you a great rest of the week, my friend, and can't wait till next week.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, man. Have a good night. So there you have it. There is our interview with Jack Hitt, your points leader. We will take a break, and we will be back momentarily.
white flag in the air. Justin Hare's top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Can he get the lead? Yes, he does. And now here comes Janzik. Janzik goes by Query, and he goes by Inman. Gonna drag race off of turn 4. Shepard is there, but it's Larry White at the line. It's still gonna be Pam Ward, and they make contact. Britton has broken the race car. Peter Britton comes to a stop in
in our industry. The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Welcome back. We are back with the 410s. We are getting ready to qualify. 181 of Jeffrey Kemper currently out on the track. Jeffrey Kemper with a 10.553 puts him at the top of the board. Kevin Fry in the 2-1 Texas driver to the top of the board with a 10.300. Again, 410 sprint cars are brought to you by 2-1 Race Designs. If you need a wrap or anything, check out 2-1 Race Designs. Kevin Fry and crew will hook you up. Blake Chapman to the top of the board with a 10.221. Donovan Ross with a 10.296. So that moves Kevin Fry down the board a little bit. Nathan Aldrich just finishing up his race. A 7:47, the boss man, Roger Craig, out on the track, currently with a 10.671. Good enough for ninth quick. Jeff Filaro in the 200. Currently running 12th quick on the track. Let's see how he times in here. Jeff Filaro will not move up. Kevin Fry is still out on the track, getting in some practice laps in the 21 machine. He will shut her down. Again, welcome back. Got Your Six Racing Network. Pulls the 21 car into pit lane. Again, this night is brought to you by 2-1 Race Designs. There is the owner-operator, Kevin Fry. We have not looked at the points yet tonight. Let's take a peek and see who is... Kevin Fry is actually leading the points. Just 4 points ahead of Jeffrey Barker. Harry Landis is third. Jeff Filaro is fourth. Bob the Good is fifth in the 410 sprint car division. These are the big boys, and we are at I-55. I-55 is the track of Coast to Coast Racing League's hometown heroes. This track is known to slicken up super quick, so this should be an interesting night for the 410 sprint cars. Qualifying has just wrapped up. We are getting ready to go heat racing. Bob the Good, Jeff Barker on the front row. Kevin Fry, Blake Chapman in row number 2. Roger Craig, Nathan Aldrich in 3. Kyle Moon in Ohio driver rounds out your field of 7. Coast to Coast Racing League does invert the top 4, so your quick time qualifier, Blake Chapman, will roll off P4 with Kevin Fry to his inside. Got 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 heading to the feature. Good look at the 7 car of Bob the Good there. Jeff Barker to his outside. Jeff currently second in the points. Kevin Fry first in the points, rolls off P3. We are waiting for Kyle Moon in the 24 machine to grid. Not sure if he's going to make it or not. There he is. It will be Bob the Good that brings us to the green flag. Eight laps to get it done. Top 4 heading to the feature. Everyone else will probably go to a main event. I'm not sure. A B main. We are back at I-55. See how the big cars handle it. Pace truck should exit this time by. Bob the Good will bring us to the green flag. 513 car P2 and second in the points. Kevin Fry in the 21 machine starting P3 first in the points. Watch that 20 car Crete Sim Racing 20 machine on the outside. What's your quick time qualifier? Green flag is out. Kevin Fry moves up to that high side, cuts down in front of the 7 car of the Good. Put the 21 to the point. It looks like the 513 has moved back. Jeff Barker in the 4th and final transfer position. Now he's underneath the 7 car of Bob the Good. Blake Chapman not giving in to the 21 car, trying to close back in that gap. Kevin Fry with over a half-second lead over the 20 machine of Blake Chapman. Looks like we are heating up. Kyle Moonen now moves into the 4th and final transfer position. He's able to get by Barker. 24 car on a mission from the back of the field. Now he's on the rear tail tank of the 7 car of Bob the Good. Both of them running that lower line. Working lap 6 of 8. Up front, Chapman has closed in on the rear tail tank of Kevin Fry. We are coming to 1 to go here. Last lap. Does Chapman have anything for Fry? Kyle Moonen now makes a pass. He's up to P3. Fry, Chapman, Moonen, DeGood are your top 4 heading straight to the feature. Heat 2, Mike Kramner, Jeff Kemper on the front row. Terry Landis, Donovan Ross in row number 2. Michael Vital, Jeff Filaro in 3. Andy Patton starts the heat race in P7. Mike Kramner will bring us to the green flag here. Jeffrey Kemper in the Wicked Energy entry out of Oregon driver. Mike Kramner out of the Virginias in E70 pit side podcast, Galen's Popcorn Machine. Five car of Donovan Ross, you can see him there in your picture, was your quickest qualifier in this heat. Green flag is out. Mike Kramner is off. Kramner in the 70 machine slides down low. Kemper on that high side. They are under a blanket. They did make some contact. Kramner now comes down in front of the 200 car. Donovan Ross in the 5 machine is in the lead moment currently. Jeff Kemper in the 181 behind him. Filaro missing the front half of his car there. Working lap 4 of 8. Ross, Kemper, Michael Vital in the 213. New paint scheme by that driver. Michael, thank you for your service, my friend. Great looking ride you got tonight. Jeff Filaro, missing a hood and all, is currently in the 4th and final transfer position, battling it out with Terry Landis for that transfer spot. Landis down low. Wing to wing at the line, working lap 6 of 8. This is where the battle is at. See a Filaro Landis up into the fence there in front of the 200 machine. Up front, Donovan Ross set sail. Jeff Kemper in the 181 machine finishes P2. Michael Vital in the 213 heading to your feature. Terry Landis. Jeff Filaro at the line. Great finish there. 200 car just squeaks by there at the line. B main, Jeff Barker, Terry Landis on the front row. Nathan Aldrich, Mike Kramner in row 2. Roger Craig, Andy Patton round out your field of 6 drivers for the B main. These drivers will have 10 laps to get it done. Everyone is heading to the feature. So racing for a starting position. Ten laps to get it done. Jeff Barker, currently second in the points, will roll off from the pole in the B main. Looking for a good starting spot in the feature coming up after this. Pace truck is off. Green flag is out. We are underway. Barker with the 161 of Terry Landis to his outside. Barker down low. Landis gets that top side to work. We got a battle in the back. Nathan Aldridge, Roger Craig, and Mike Cramner. Craig dives down low, trying to get underneath the 514 of Nathan Aldridge. Nathan gets into the back of the 70, makes contact with the 747, sends Nathan up into the fence. Terry Landis out front by over a half second over the 513 of Jeff Barker. I'd like to thank Jeff for his service. U.S. Marine Corps. Mike Cramner in a 70 machine running P3 with Roger Craig in the 747, currently P4. Nathan Aldridge in the 514. Driver out of New York. Working lap 6 of 10. Landis by himself out front. Barker holding suit in P2. Landis with over a second gap between the two. 70 car of Cramner, currently P3. Mike Cramner moves the 70 car to that high line. Now he's starting to move up the track. Right along with your leader, Terry Landis, as he slides the 410. This is the last lap. Coming to the flag stand, Terry Landis will win the B main, followed by Barker, Cramner, and Nathan Aldridge. We will take a break for a 3-minute warm-up, so we will be right back.
Mission 22 was founded on the timeless principle that America's warriors are equally valuable overseas as they are within our borders. We are unwaveringly committed to the journey back home and understand the barriers our heroes face when making the often arduous and taken for granted transition home. Trauma is an opportunity. While bleeding, hidden pains of the past can never be removed. We can transform them into something brand new and beautiful. We can grow through trauma to become our community's cornerstone, the safest neighbor on the block, the strongest leader in the office, the most caring volunteer at the elementary school. The Recovery and Resiliency Program is a year-long, and it uses everything from cutting-edge biometric tools to science-backed supplements. This is a catalyst to take the deep scars suffered for our nation's sake and turn them into opportunities to direct our God-given purpose and energies as protectors toward a refreshed and meaningful life. By committing to this year-long program, you will be happier, stronger, and wiser. Your PTS and/or TBI may not leave you, but you will be more comfortable in your own skin, and your suffering will begin to have meaning. Our goal is to give warriors one thing, the truth. Let's take responsibility for our healing.
Welcome back. We are just wrapping up warm-ups here. You can see the track starting to slicken up a little bit here. So this should be an interesting feature coming from the 410 sprint cars right here at I-55 Speedway. Again, tonight is brought to you by Icon Sim Sports on behalf of veterans and first responders. 410 race is brought to you by 2-1 Race Designs. You need a wrap, logo, check out Kevin Fry at 2-1 Race Designs. We are getting ready to go into feature racing. Kevin Fry, Donovan Ross on the front row. Blake Chapman, Jeffrey Kemper in row 2. Kyle Moon and Michael Vitale in row 3. Bob the Good, Jeff Valero in 4. Barry Landis, Jeff Barker in 5. Mike Cramner, Nathan Aldrich in 6. Roger Craig and Andy Patton round out your field of 14 drivers. Again, your points leader, Kevin Fry, will start on the pole in the 21 machine. The Firm Motorsports driver, owner of 2-1 Race Designs. Jeff Barker second in the points. Jeff will roll off, looks like P9. Well, Barker only 4 points behind Kevin Fry, so the 21 car needs to keep that machine up front. We got 30 laps here to get it done. Again, I-55 is famous for just getting super slick. Had trouble battling in a 360 earlier this week. Could not imagine in a 410, but we will see how the experts do it here in the big cars. Pace truck is off. Kevin Fry with Donovan Ross to his outside. Green flag is out. Donovan gets a great jump, gets up into the fence at the entry of turn 1. Caution comes out. We will get a quick peek at what happened to the 213. So he comes down and gets into the 61 car. Both those cars over on their lids. Kevin Fry still on the point. Didn't quite make it. Maybe we made it 2 laps. 213 car getting traction where he didn't think it would be. Fry followed by Ross. Keep an eye on Jeffrey Barker. Jeff is currently up 2 positions to P8. So he's trying to keep in contact with the points leader, 21 of Kevin Fry, who is currently at the point here. Donovan Ross with the great run. Oh, makes contact. Fry comes down in the 21 machine. Makes contact with the 5 of Donovan Ross. Donovan Ross just trying to sneak on that bottom side underneath your points leader. Just gets traction. Fry comes down. That'll send Donovan Ross to the back of the field. Kevin Fry still at the point. We're only working lap 5 of 30. We got a long way to go. Don't look now. Crete Sim Racing 20 machine of Blake Chapman is on the rear tail tank of the 21 of Fry. Jeffrey Barker in the 181 is P3. Kyle Moonen in the 24 is P4. Kevin Fry with a great start on that bottom side. Blake Chapman slides up high, getting on that cushion up there. Fry low in 1 and 2. High in 3 and 4. Great battle up front. Kevin Fry, your points leader, is able to get back up in front of the 20 machine of Blake Chapman. Working lap 6 of 30. We got plenty of time to go. Fry up into the fence, makes contact a little bit. Chapman backs off the throttle there to give him some room in case that didn't turn out. It did turn out well for the 21 of Kevin Fry. Kyle Moonen back in P3 in the 24 machine. The Bandy built 24 ride. Jeffrey Kemper in the 181 is currently P4. Bob the Good down on that bottom side. Looks like we're starting to get quite a few cars that move down low. Kemper up into the wall, up on 2 wheels. He's able to continue. Kevin Fry out front, opening up a lead. Got a half-second gap over second place, Blake Chapman. It's a little ways back to the 24. Kyle Moonen, the Bandy-built machine. Jeff Falaro now up to P4 with a damaged 200 ride. Missing the whole front half of that car. Gets by the 7 of the Good. Nathan Aldrich in the 514 New York driver. He's going to try to follow the 200 around and get around the 7 of the Good, and he will. Nathan Aldrich running a middle lane here. No front wing, no front hood on the 200 car, so that's got to be a handful. Saw Kevin Fry get into the back. Up front, not sure what happened to, where's the 21 machine? Kevin Fry, your points leader. 181 gets sideways. Not sure what happened to Kevin Fry. Maybe we can get a replay here. This is lap 12. Oh, 21 car just gets up into the wall. That gives over the lead to the 20 car of Chapman. So now Blake Chapman inherits the lead in the 20 Crete Sim Racing entry. Kyle Moonen up to P2 in the 24 Bandy-built machine. Jeff Falaro with half a car. Missing the whole front section of that ride in the 200 machine. He's got Nathan Aldrich behind him. Working lap 17 of 30. Pace truck is off. Good jump by the 20 Crete Sim Racing driver, Blake Chapman. Kyle Moonen in P2 now. See if the 24 can gather it back in and reel in your leader. 200 of Jeff Falaro battling with a damaged race car. Holding off a challenge from Nathan Aldrich in the 514. Looks like we did have a few cars around there behind this action. Looks like Roger Craig, 7 car, make contact. Nowhere for the 213 to go. Over on his lid once again. Bob the Good and Roger Craig continue on. Jeff Barker looking for a great points night. It looks like he will make up those points on the 21 car of Fry. Fry currently 3 laps down. See the 21 right here underneath the camera. Green flag is out. You can see up front there the 20 machine getting a good jump. Kyle Moonen stays a lot closer this time with the 20 machine. Go on board. Look to that front wing of the 24 machine is all beat and banged. Don't know how that's affecting the handling of this car, but he's trying that bottom side. Blake Chapman in your points lead. Not a ding or dent on the 20 machine up front, running that high side. Almost a 2-second gap between himself and Kyle Moonen. Jeff Valero still holding off all takers with that damaged car. Looks like Mike Cramner got into an incident, makes contact with Landis. No place for Roger Craig to go. Runs right into the side of the 70 machine. Up front, Blake Chapman leading the way. A big shout out to the 200 of Jeff Valero battling for a podium finish in a damaged race car. Currently running in P3, got Nathan Aldrich. Epsilon sprint wraps on the side of his wing. Working lap 23 of 30, so we are running out of laps here. We are green flag. 20 car gets a great start over the 24 of Kyle Moonen. Again, we saw the front wing of the Bandy-built 24 machine was bent up pretty good. So he might be having handling problems. Is Nathan Aldrich finally going to be able to make the pass on the 200 machine? Jeff Valero putting up a fight. Jeff Valero on that high side. You can see his hands inside that machine. Super busy. Up front, Blake Chapman with a almost a second gap over 24 of Kyle Moonen. Nathan Aldrich into the wall. Now he moves up above the 200. Nathan Aldridge at the line. Up front, Blake Chapman now with almost a second gap over second place Kyle Moonen in the 24 machine. Nathan Aldrich, looks like Moonen might have got into the wall, but he continued on. Nathan Aldrich in the 514, currently in the third and final podium position. Jeff Valero in 4. Jeff Barker in the 513. Should take over the points lead tonight, barring an accident. Chapman, Moonen, Aldrich are your top 3. We will get a word with those drivers here momentarily. Again, shout out to the 200 car of Jeff Valero, navigating a very damaged race car. The 24 car, the Bandy-built entry, also damaged in earlier contact. We are waiting for the drivers. We will get a word with your top 3. I'm not sure where Nathan Aldrich actually went, but he is not in this podium shot. We got Nathan Aldrich up. We will get a word with Nathan Aldrich. In the 514 machine, Nathan Aldrich moves up 9 spots from the beginning. Nate, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, great run, my brother. You up 9 spots. Let's see, is that the most? Absolutely. So you were hard charger tonight. You were stuck there behind the 200 of Falero. Man, that car was super damaged. How'd your night go, and how'd you get to the front?
Just every line kind of worked. If I went up high, I put it in the fence. So I just tried to kind of roll the middle and roll the bottom, and it worked out for me.
Yeah, man, great run. Do you think you had anything? The 24 car of Moonin was damaged. The front wing on that car. Were you closing in on him in the end there?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to him on the last corner there. He slowed way down, and I thought it was going to be a good drag race to the line, and I wasn't really sure how it would go. And then I got a little overexcited and tried to check the standings and missed the podium picture. So,
yeah, I have my eye on the standings right now, and let's see, where are you in the standings?
I don't usually run the 410s, so probably not on there.
Well, you should. Tonight, this is a super difficult track, and you were able to navigate it, man. Hard charger for the night. You got anybody you'd like to thank for your podium?
Yeah, everyone at CART, you guys with the broadcast, the whole C2C admin team, they put on an awesome league. Malcolm's Mills, Galen's Popcorn, just anyone who sponsors the CART team, they do an awesome job.
Yeah, man, and a special thanks to you, my friend. Ever since I came into Coast to Coast, which is a little over a year ago now, you were always the guy that they could count on. Super admin guy. I've copied some of the stuff that you do when I admin, so greatly appreciate you volunteering for the league. I know they're desperate need of admins, but not once have you said no when your phone has rang. So appreciate you. You don't know what a difference you make for the league, man. So great run tonight, but more importantly, just a super job for what you do for Coast to Coast.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, man. Have a great night. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Nathan Aldridge up 9 spots. Finishes P3, putting that car on the podium. Right one position in front of him, the 24 car of Kyle Moonin moved up 3 positions. Kyle, this is Joe. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, great run, man, in the Bandy built machine. We went on board there with you a few laps and noticed that front wing all banged up, man. And I didn't catch that. Where did that happen?
That happened on the first lap, I believe, actually. With that, I think it was Devo and Fry. So yeah, it was pretty beat up.
Yeah, did the car? It had to affect the handling, man. How'd your car handle after that? And then the track got slick, which that doesn't help things. So how'd the car handle throughout the night?
Yeah, it didn't handle very good after that for sure. Wasn't terrible. I mean, I made it work, but it kind of got worse and worse every time I hit the wall, which seemed like I did that quite a few times too. So
yeah, great run by you, man. Did you have anything for Chapman? He kind of seemed like he was checking out. Do you think you had anything for him or no?
it's hard telling if my car was, right. It's just hard telling. If the car was better, maybe. If I could have ran some consistent laps, maybe. But he was definitely just faster tonight.
Yeah, man, great run. So you brought a damaged car. Usually I put 1 scratch on a car I'm in, I'm done for the whole night, but you battled it out, put it in P2. Great run by you, man. You got anybody you'd like to thank for your podium finish?
Just all the guys at Bandy Built, Ross Kren at Velocity Race Designs, you guys for the broadcast, and everyone for the league.
Yeah, man, great run. Look forward to watching you run next week.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, man. Yes, sir.
Bye.
The 20 car of Blake Chapman moves up 2 positions, started in P3, moved up 2 positions, like I said, to bring the 20 car home into victory lane. Crete Sim Racing's Blake Chapman. Blake, this is Joe. You got me?
I got you, Joe.
Hey, man, great run. It looked like you avoided almost everything. You got out to the lead and kind of checked out there. Just talking to Kyle, that 24 car was kind of damaged. So great run again by you. You found that high side as you typically do, and you ran it to perfection. How'd your night go, man? And did you, what was your biggest challenge for the night?
Yeah, well, I thought this night went really well, other than the midget race. But yeah, like you said, I was just able to kind of get up front and check out early. I was running the top the whole time. It seemed to be really fast. I was a little worried maybe if Kyle found the bottom or the middle of the track and it was really fast, that he'd be able to run me down using those lines. But I just going to stick to the top, and that's what I did. Got to be really easy on the throttle and try to keep it as straight as you can, and of course keep it out of that wall, which is really tough. It was a really tough track, really fast cars, and I thought everybody did a great job tonight, keeping the cautions pretty low.
Yeah, man. So it's always a pleasure to watch you run. There's only a few drivers in the league that can run the top super well, and you are definitely one of those. And it's fun to watch. You got anybody you'd like to thank for your victory?
Yeah, of course, parents, grandparents, sister, Steve Bixler, everybody that might be watching and supporting me. Of course, got to give a shout out to Galen's Popcorn. Some really, really good popcorn. Use code CART at checkout. You get 15% off some of their delicious popcorn. Of course, shout out to the Can-Am Racing team and Krite Sim Racing. I had a lot of fun with those guys every night that I'm running. So, of course, and I got to thank you too, Joe, for putting this on every week.
Yeah, man, love doing it. Great, another great run by you. It's always a pleasure to watch you throw those cars around, man. If I could be half as good, but that's all right. So great run by you, my friend, and we will see you next week. And until then, I wish you a great rest of the week, and congratulations once again on another victory for the 20 Krite Sim Racing machine.
Thanks, Joe. Have a good night.
You too. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There is Icon Sim Sports Veterans and First Responders Night. Closed out tonight with a pretty decent 410 sprint car at I-55. We overcame early technical issues, so if you stuck with us, greatly appreciated. We will be back on air, Coast to Coast Racing Network tomorrow night. Will be Thursday Night Thunder. We will be back Friday night for Friday Night Lights. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next time.